This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield on ESPN Radio 94.1.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk, powered by Larry King Law on this 24th day of April, the year 2021. It's ESPN Radio 94.1. Matt Hatfield here with you. At this time, we're joined by a special guest who once played on the football field for the Ocean Lakes Dolphins, who he led to its first ever state football championship as a head coach in 2014. This guy also played at Hampton-Sydney. And now the head man at Oscar Smith High School in Chesapeake. He led them to a 13-2 record and an appearance in the state championship game 2 Decembers ago. Another regional championship for them. And his squad, all they've done is outscore opponents by a whopping margin of 380-9. That's literally a per-game average of 54-1. And they've got a tall task today against Massaponax, who's also just obliterating its foes by a margin of 50-9 every game. They're 8-0. Oscar Smith is 7-0. We say hello to head coach Chris Scott of the Tigers here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Does it get any better, Coach, than some high school football playoff action in April?
It can't get any better. It's Christmas in April for me, and for us. Playoff atmosphere, and two heavyweights get a chance to, get in the ring together, and that's something that's going to be very exciting.
Well, I know you love for it to be 4,000 to 5,000 plus Oscar Smith fans rocking it out today at Beard DeLong Easley Field, Tiger Stadium. But at least you got the 250 strong plus there and plenty all across the state and even, I dare say, the country, because Oscar Smith's got that national brand and appeal to it that'll be observing this one today. And probably you thought months ago that not so sure you'd get to this point. I mean, your team was certainly talented enough and capable to get to this point, but as far as everything with all the protocols and things you have to do just to get through a season, tell us about that and how you're feeling today.
Yeah, I think that, definitely we were all fearful that we wouldn't get a chance to get this in. And I just thank the VHSL, City Public Schools, Chesapeake, and, just our admin and, making the decision and putting the kids first and finding a way to make sure that we created a safe environment. And I think that our coaches and our players have done a great job with that, and just embracing that the need of having that competition, that team, that human connection, if you will, because this one has a special connection, and getting out there through all the adversity is definitely needed, and that's what makes it so much more special, if you will.
Well, ordinarily, Oscar Smith fans and high school football fans across the 757 and beyond are used to seeing the Tigers in this round play Colonial Forge. We know what a good program they have, but one of the teams that beat Colonial Forge this year was this Massaponax team you faced today, and of course, they both play in the Commonwealth District, but looking at some of the numbers here, Coach, and I've watched a little bit of them online on the NFHS Network, I'm sure not as much as you have in diving into the film in depth. I mean, just some outrageous stats, much like you guys with the defense that ranks with some of the best we've ever seen here, and also an high-powered, unstoppable offense. Massaponax comes into this game, like I mentioned, over 50 points per game. They rush for 344 yards a game, more than 5 touchdown runs a game. Their top 6 rushers average nearly 6 yards a carry. And, oh, by the way, the defense has only given up 141 yards a game, just 7 yards per pass, under 3 yards per run. And their quarterback, you say, well, make him throw. He's going to Navy, and he has no interceptions, almost 600 yards passing and 7 touchdowns. So what do you see from this team besides they're very good in every box that you check?
Yeah, every box. They, three-headed monster, if you will, because with those offensive and defensive stats, you could definitely go ahead and throw in some quite impressive special team stats as well. They have got guys that they're able to get the ball in the offense that they run, which is a focus on the run. You could say that they have ball control because that's typically what that type of offense does for a team. But they've got big time guys that can run it and have home run hitters, if you will. And they're disciplined. They're disciplined in their approach, and they're fast and physical on defense. And very well coached, tackle well, and so it definitely gives us a great matchup. It's, at this point in time, everybody is good. And you don't just have this upper edge. Everybody's earned the right to be here, so it's definitely going to be challenging in trying to go after a team and that can any given second, and they have some guys that definitely can run with ours.
Talking with Chris Scott, the head football coach of the Oscar Smith Tigers. They're in action today, putting their unbeaten record on the line against another undefeated team in Massaponax in the Class 6 state semifinals. It's available to view on the NFHS Network. 2 o'clock kickoff today in Chesapeake at 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on ESPN Radio 94.1. From a coach's perspective, and I know there's unique set of challenges for anything that you defend, but is it tougher to play against a triple option like Massaponax runs, or a team that's wide open and spread? And does an abbreviated season like this, where you don't have 15 games or a 10-game regular season, does that alter some of that preparation and the way you go about it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the fact that we get them later in the season, helps us in regards to just us having our base in and then being able to make some adjustments. But having an abbreviated season and not being able to have, we lose a little bit of preparation, if you will, when we would talk about being in this game. It would be, 14 weeks, nearly almost 18, 19, counting the preseason, So, but they do offer challenges and to make sure that we're disciplined. I think there's not a secret that Oscar Smith is big, strong, fast, athletic, and that's been, year in and year out. And now going against a team that has some good size at their skill positions, they have fast linemen, and they have guys again that can break it, but they're going to make us be disciplined. And so today we get a chance to add that to our what we're known for in regards to speed, athleticism. I think in regards to comparing it to the spread offense, we kind of spread it out, and I think that, if you look up and you just see Jones on the score sheet, you don't know if that's Amonte, you don't know if that's Cole Jones, and when you're in the backfield, you don't know if that's Coville or if that's King. There's some weapons, and we've done some things with unbalanced formations and some screens and then getting the ball down the field that tried to go ahead and do exactly what you talked about, being that it's a short season, and trying to get teams to have to prepare for empty formations, closed formations, and certain motions, because from a coach to coach, that's hard to prepare for when, you haven't had the chance to get maybe all of those checks in, sure, in a regular season.
Well, and not only do you have Cole Jones and Amonte Jones on offense catching passes. I think they both have had a 3-touchdown game here in the last month or so, but you got a guy on defense, and we could highlight so many different players here that have contributed mightily to your success at this point. But one that stands out to me from watching your game against Deep Creek in person is Caleb Jones on the defensive line. Larry Rabama from The Pilot did a great story highlighting what he's had to deal with, the off-the-field adversity, losing his father, the battle of COVID there. But we wrote this week in our preview, Coach, that he's probably the front runner in our eyes for state defensive player of the year in Class 6. Tell us what he's meant to your team, A, and B, how pivotal his role is going to be against this triple option of Massaponax.
Yeah, he's just, when you coach for a while, you try to find guys that you could compare him to, and I was lucky enough to be able to coach Derek Nottie, and I compare him so much to Derek in a lot of ways because he anchors our defense in the middle. He demands double teams, and he beats double teams, and he sets that line of scrimmage in the backfield. So I think that's going to definitely, hopefully, be instrumental for us this week with the quarterback underneath center. He's just a great person as well as a great player. He's a leader for us. He's a 3.9 GPA. So he's just so well-rounded, and he's fast and he's physical and great energy. So, we're definitely going to lean on him a lot. I think that he's definitely had a great year to be one of the best in the state, and then hopefully he'll be the best in the state today as well.
Offensively, you guys are no slouches. We mentioned with the Joneses there, a trio of backs and Devontae Cooper, Kevon King, Tyvon Norfleet, who all can go for 100 yards in the blink of an eye. And then your quarterback, Ethan Vasco, the junior. Tell us about kind of his growth and transformation. And we saw it in that state semifinal against Colonial Forge last season. I was going to say last year, but it was more than a year ago. And then early this year, a play that sticks out to me, you're playing your rival Indian River. It's 4th and 24, and this guy takes off 66 yards for a touchdown. So I think his mobility at times gets underrated. And in a game like this, you never know if it's tight to the end. That can be a key factor, can it not?
I agree, 100%. They got a great leader over there at quarterback that definitely uses his legs to get around, and we have one that he can take one at any given second, the distance, and love how he gets after it. I mean, he can get downfield. He loves racing the guys after practice to see who's the fastest, and so he definitely loves showcasing the athleticism. He probably what makes him such a dual threat quarterback is he's probably the best quarterback that I've had a chance to coach. Coach Stern has done a great job of coaching him to use his athleticism and get out on the perimeter and then make plays and throws down the field, just kind of like he talked about Colonial Forge last year. And then he's just made some stuff or some plays on the run where he can obviously utilize that arm, get the ball to some other playmakers, or take off with his legs. So that's going to be pivotal today. We got to empty our pockets, empty everything, and make sure that it's all out on the table. And that's what we're going to have to do.
A few minutes here with Coach Chris Scott of the Oscar Smith Tigers here on 757 Saturday Sports Talk as they prepare for a matchup with Massaponax today at 2 o'clock in the state semifinals. The winner gets to host the state championship game for Class 6 next Saturday, May the 1st, against whoever wins the South County Madison game today. It's ESPN Radio 94.1, and all this action available online and on demand on NFHS Network, NFHSnetwork.com. And, Coach, so much has been documented about your lights-out defense, which has given up just one touchdown, one field goal the entire year. We've said on radio and in print that this rivals perhaps one of the best defenses ever from this area in 2008 Phoebus that won a state championship. And, of course, this Massaponax team that's putting up eye-popping numbers in their triple option. Not a whole lot's being said about the Massaponax defense. How do they compare similarly or differently from teams you've faced throughout this year and in the Southeastern District?
I think their overall team speed is, they play an odd front, and they use their speed in regards to moving people around and giving a couple different surface looks. So I think they do a great job of utilizing their personnel, and then they have guys like they'll throw their quarterback in. Who's a 6'4", athlete, if you will, at safety, and they've got a safety that comes down and runs the alley really, really well, and they got a linebacker inside that I feel like he's pretty physical. He likes doing what linebackers do, and running and attacking ball carriers and taking on blockers. So they are a strong bunch, and they all play well together, fast and physical. So it's going to be a good matchup.
Lastly, Coach, and appreciate you coming on here on Game Day, giving us some time today to chat about the game and your team here. As you look at the big picture here, and we know Oscar Smith has been, knocking on this door for the last 5 trips to the state championship under some different coaches, and you guys fell by a point a couple Decembers ago, and a chance to maybe see that team that you played in that game in South County should you and they both win today. So much is interesting to me as far as, Oscar Smith is known for those big spark emotion plays with the spirit, the defense or special team setting up the offense or the offense setting them up, vice versa here, fast, aggressive, and loose. Knowing what Massaponax likes to do, how pivotal. every coach says, you want to go to a fast start, but in today's game specifically, knowing that it can take them out of their element to get up a couple scores before the first quarter even ends. You've done that all year long. This is a different animal today, but how pivotal is it in your matchup today as you look at them at Massaponax in your squad?
Yeah, I think that managing pressure and applying it, but you try to use your coach's cliches of be comfortable while uncomfortable or in uncomfortable situations, and but these guys here at Smith, these young men have been waiting for this for 12, 13, 14 years, really, in some cases, because these guys have, fell out of the womb together onto the football field, to be honest with you. And I think that those spirit plays are going to be pivotal, but also being able to manage it, understanding that, if you want to have that ring, so to speak, as everyone says, ring chasing, pressure, the only way you get diamonds are with pressure, and I think we want to go looking for it. We want to go find that to find out who we really are and how great we really can be. And Massaponax is going to bring that. So I think that the team that can manage those moments while still having those plays that are, where it exudes the passion and the spirit of the school, is going to be a great combination. We got to be able to do both.
Tigers of Oscar Smith taking on Massaponax today in Chesapeake at 2 o'clock kickoff. Two unbeatens collide in the Class 6 state semifinals. Always a pleasure, my friend. I'll see you over there in a few hours, and best of luck today.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.